Welcome back everyone to our career mode series of SRX, the game. And our last race was definitely a struggle. We had to go down a level on the AI difficulty, but we learned some things about, specifically about how the money is divided out. So we see the purse at Durango Park, our next event is $10,000, but we made quite a bit more money at that last race than I had expected us to make. So that changes my thought process a little bit going forward based on that fact of the amount of money. So let's come into the garage. Obviously, we want to do the very best we possibly can moving forward. But based on what we learned, what I really want to upgrade next, because we've got a decision to make. Now, obviously, we can upgrade tires and suspension as well, but we've already done a little bit of an upgrade for them. What I'm looking at right now is doing the chassis next. And the reason is, what we're fighting the most is just simply no grip right now. Obviously, engine power, we're way down on engine horsepower, but right now, we don't even have enough grip to maintain the speed that we can generate with the current engine. So I want to get us some more grip, and then we'll take the next step with the engine. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about. So the next step I want to take is, after looking at this with the chassis, I want to go right here. And it's $8,400. Obviously, we don't have enough to get there right now, but that's where I want to go. So we're not going to make an upgrade today, but this is going to give us a +6, and it's going to add a huge amount of durability to the car, which is really going to help us out moving forward. So that's the plan of attack for me. And then, of course, the engine is going to be hugely expensive, but I think it's going to be worth it in the long run. So as we look through each of these different components on the car, what you're probably noticing is the same thing I noticed. We can get the best bang for our buck either by going for the 9 out of 10 or the 8 out of 10. They are much less expensive, half or better of the cost of going full 10 out of 10. So I don't think that's really where we want to be, at least until we get up to level 3 probably. But right now, these are much more cost effective. And for me, the 8 out of 10 is our best bet, because while it might be a touch more expensive, the durability is very, very nice. So it's a trade-off there. We'll see how it goes moving forward, but this is the one I am looking for at each of the levels for the time being. So 8,400 is what we want as we back out. Now I'm going to go ahead and repair all of the parts for the $235. Now, we don't necessarily have to repair the suspension and tires. They're already doing pretty good, but I'm just going to repair everything, and that way we don't have to worry about it for the time being. So now everything is back where it was. We're at 16 out of 16. And let's head back over to the next event. So then now this is Durango Park. So what I have done with the career options, and I'll go ahead and show you guys right now, is I have gone back to expert. Now, in our previous race, I had to go down to the hard level, and you saw what happened there. My plan is to reset to expert level after each event, and then if I have to make adjustments on a per track basis, then we'll do that. But I always want to start at expert, and then we'll go from there. And again, my sincerest hope is that at some point we can get up to legend and really not have to worry about this anymore. But for right now, expert is where it's at for us, and we will go from there. So now everything has been taken care of. We've repaired our car. We've taken a look at where we want to go next with our upgrade. It's time to head to the racetrack. Practice and qualifying in the books, and not too bad overall. My goal right now, you see the goal time, 13.8, is what we were shooting for. If I can get within 3 to 4 tenths of that, that's probably the difficulty level that I'm looking for right now. So I did not have to make any adjustments. I left it at expert level. My best lap in practice, I only ran, I think, 2 laps, 14.1. And then in qualifying, a little bit better than that. But I decided to use car setup on a 25% loose. I think I actually used one step more to the loose side, about 37% loose, the last time we were here. But I decided to go down a little bit more than the 37% down to 25. Gives a little bit more stability to the car, which of course we're going to need because it is going to get wild out there on the track.
Time for heat 3. The top 2 move on to the qualify dash.
That's right, top 4 advance to the A main, and boy, that would be amazing. Keep in mind, our sponsor bonus kicks in if we get a top 40 here and at the next race. So that is something we'll be looking forward to because I think we got a real shot of doing that today. Of course, the heat race is our opportunity just to see where we stand. How far do these guys pull away from us? In our last race, we saw it was rough. I mean, we were getting lapped by pretty much everybody in the field, not just the leaders. But right now, we're sort of hanging in there a little bit. They're pulling away from us, no doubt, but it's not near as bad. So I'm pretty excited about that. And there's one guy behind us. I mean, like, where did that come from? Like, how did somebody get behind us in a heat race? You got to work awfully hard at that. Okay, so 10 laps here in the heat race. And again, I'm just sort of trying to use this to play around a little bit, see what the car will and won't do. Trying to learn what I can for our upcoming main event. So not too bad overall. Just imagine what we could do if the track actually rubbered up and the groove moved, and and the whole thing. If we had a dynamic track here, just imagine what could happen. It'd be pretty awesome at this place. This place is fun as it is, but just imagine running the wall the entire way around the track. So there's our leader. So we're definitely getting lapped. No surprise there. But, what we got, 2 laps to go? 3 laps to go? Something like that? Again, I don't spend a whole lot of time looking at the pop-ups on the screen. Those are there more for you guys. I do glance every now and then, but for the most part, I just try to enjoy the race. All right, trying to give these guys some room as they are flying by me.
The race is over. I had fun.
All right, there we go. So, 9th position. Again, somebody finished behind us. Whatever they did to make that happen, I'm so sorry for them, because I hate to see anybody have to go through that. So we're headed to the D main, where we're starting not last, but 3rd.
Start the D main. The top 5 advance to the C main.
That's right, top 5 advance to the C main, and that's what we need, because if I remember correctly from our last race, if we advance to the C main, that gets us into the top 40. We're going to hang this inside as best I can. Let's see what happens. This track is just so much fun. You can't wipe the grin off my face at this place. Even though we're so far off the pace right now, the racing is just awesome at this place. Love it. Maybe it's the lack of banking here. I'm not sure exactly what does it. Maybe it's the indoor atmosphere. Who knows? I'm sure that's part of it. But yeah, this is fun. And right now in 2nd position. Now, for those of you wondering, right now I am, for the most part, wait a minute, did we just get in the lead? What? Are we leading a race? No, I don't care what main it is. Doesn't matter. Wow, we are actually in the lead right now, and I am just embracing it. We just love this. Let's just enjoy it. But okay, let's talk a little bit about how I'm driving the car right now. So on corner entry, I am touching the brake just a little bit, not necessarily to slow the car down, but to more point the front end. I use the brakes in general to point the car and get the car where I want it to be, run the line I want. So just keep in mind, always remember, the brakes aren't just there to slow the car down. They are a handling tool, so that's why the brake bias is a very good adjustment to get used to. Use those brakes when you need to. Now, if you're out in open track, maybe you don't need them at all. But get used to using them, because whether it's online racing, in a multiplayer environment, or against the AI, at some point or another, you're going to be in traffic, and the brakes can really come in handy to help you get the front end pointed to where you want. You can also help it to calm the car down if the car is, say, over-rotating. You can use that to really help the control of the car, and that is huge. But right now, we're just sort of floating away. I mean, this is amazing. A 20-lap main event, and somehow we are out front with nobody pushing us from behind. This is unheard of for us so far. So you better believe we're going to enjoy this. All right, so now we've got a car in front of us. Hey, we're going to get to lap somebody. This is, folks, you have to enjoy the little things. That's what it's all about. That's what the career mode is all about for me. It is understanding that sometimes you're the windshield, sometimes you're the bug. Enjoy it when you're the windshield. Enjoy it. And then, even better than that, figure out a way to enjoy it when you're the bug as well. Learn. That's what you always should be learning. Every lap you should be learning something. But yeah, right now I have not lifted off the throttle. I think I did initially at the beginning of the race for the first lap or so when we were in traffic. But since then, I haven't really lifted. I've just been tapping the brake just a little bit every now and then just to set the front end and make sure the car is going where I want it to go. And right now, I want it to go on the bottom or inside lane so that we can clear some of this traffic. Yeah, that's right. I enjoyed saying that too. Because who knows how many tracks right now we're going to be able to say that. But it also gives you an idea of the difference in AI difficulty from track to track. I mean, here we are on expert level, and I know it's the D main, but still, we're leading and pulling away. Whereas at a previous track, yeah, it was a very different story. Had to reduce the difficulty. And then, even then, all we could do was a few positions in front of last place in the D main. So yeah, a huge difference in AI difficulty. All right, here we go. Last lap, and somebody's trying to pass me. Is that the guy I just lapped? Or is this actually for position? I'm not really keeping track. Not really looking at the leaderboard. But this race is over, and we finished in first. So not only did we get the victory, our first victory in career mode, albeit a D main, we'll take it. Wherever we can get them, we're taking them. But we get to advance to the C main, which I believe means that we're at least in the top 40, so we'll take it.
The top 5 finishers in this race all advance to the B main. Good luck out there.
That's right, C main with the top 5 advancing to the B main, and we would love to be one of those 5. The better the finishes, the more money we get, and the more money we get, the better upgrades we get. So again, trying to hug this inside, seeing if we can make up any positions. I would like very much to let it drift out more. Oh, look out, somebody got underneath us. Really want to let it drift out in the straights, but right now it's just too congested to do a whole lot. Oh, somebody got below us. Nice. Good on him, because there wasn't a whole lot of room down there. More than I would like. Ouch. A little love tap there from somebody. Let's see if we can cross him over. Get back in front. No idea if that actually worked, but we're back in 9th anyway. So we passed somebody. I don't know who it was, but we passed somebody. But yeah, this is some pretty awesome racing. Now, if only I had some actual force feedback in this wheel, so that I didn't have to go through just visual only. All right, oh, look out. Wreck in front of us. And so I did make some contact there. Not sure what kind of... by the way, I felt nothing in the wheel when that happened. So if I didn't see it visually, I wouldn't have had any idea that it actually happened. But you notice we are in the top 5, and I believe the top 5 advance on to the B main. So let's see if we can hold on to this. Maybe even make up a few more spots, if possible. Oh, wouldn't that be nice? But yeah, this race, this is a lot of fun. All right, now that gets us up into 4th. I believe that guy must have slid way high, because we certainly didn't put any moves on him to get by him. Oh yeah, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. I do not mind the alphabet soup. It just means more laps for us. And oh, I missed my line there. And here comes a car right back by us. Oh, and there's 2 of them trying to get by us. See if we can run a little bit of over-under on them without them returning the favor to us. So far, so good. Oh, we got a car outside for 3rd. This is just, I know I keep saying it, but this is so much fun. This is my favorite track in the game. And it's for this reason. It's just, the racing is so intense. Guys on our inside, guys on our outside. And of course, the only mirror we got is the virtual mirror at the top of the screen, which doesn't help a ton. All right, where are we on laps? I need to take a glance here. Lap 16 of 20, we're in 4th. And I am focusing on trying to get 3rd. And the reason is I want to put as much cushion between us and that 5th place position as possible. This bottom groove is working quite well. Is that the leader? Just came by to lap us? Who was that? Somebody just came buzzing by, and I don't know who it was. All right, we're in 3rd right now. At least I think they're to our outside. Nope, I don't hear anybody there now. All right, the laps are winding down. Like, really quickly. Final lap, we're sitting here in 3rd position, and let's bring it home. Final set of corners, and let's race another one.
What a great night.
So the C main, we made it. Wow. So we raced the D main, we come home with a victory. C main, we come home with a podium. Now we're headed to the B main.
Top 5 finishers advance to the A main.
I just love the sound of that. Top 5 advance to the A main. Now, we got our work cut out for us here, no doubt. We thought we had our work cut out for us in the C main. Then it is sure cut out for us here in this race. All right, so right now I am working both pedals, simply so that I can try to keep off the other cars, because not only does it get us damage, obviously it slows us down. So contact is no good for anybody involved. Unless, of course, you're interested in just flat dumping somebody, which I have no interest in doing. So we're running 11th right now. And not really making up ground on the guys in front of us. In fact, if you're looking at the top of the screen in our virtual mirror, you can see that we've got a yellow car that is just wearing my bumper out. He has been all over me. He's gotten to our outside now. So yeah, it's kind of hard to get the car to drive correctly when somebody is all over your bumper. All right, but we got to focus. let's track down the 10th position. In fact, I'm just going to run a few laps here. Let's just see what we got. Let's see if we got anything for him. Trying to let the car come out a little bit closer to the wall on the straights. And right now I'm not using any brake at all to set the nose because I just really want to see what the car can do with our current level of upgrades. Yeah, we're still down on grip, but yeah, it feels so much better at this track than any of the others that we've gone to so far. That was not a good lap at all. Yep. Could not hit my line like there. So let's see if we can get back on it. That's another thing using the brake will do for you, is it actually helps as a timing mechanism. It's a rhythm contributor. You can use it to really time your inputs for either the wheel or the pedals. All right, that was a pretty good corner there. And a pretty good lap time overall. Again, I don't spend a whole lot of time looking at the lap times, but every once in a while, I do glance over when we've had a particularly good lap, or sometimes when we've had a particularly bad lap, just to see how far off the pace we were. Oh, hello. Oh, let's cross him over. We got him. Surely we got it. Oh, not quite. Oh, yikes. Ow. All right, leader's coming through now. So I'm going to have to really pay attention to our mirror. But yeah, that was a nice little love tap that the 11th place car put on us to get by. It's very effective. All right, so we're back up into 10th. So those two guys have both fallen by the wayside, at least temporarily. So we need to get to the top 5. That's not looking like that's going to be very possible. But last time, hey, we had a couple of positions gifted to us through a wreck that happened right in front of us. So you never know what's going to happen. But right now we're sitting here in 10th, and I'm pretty happy about that. We have made our way quite nicely through the alphabet soup, up into the B main, and that is a lot to be proud of. So 10th place it is. I'm excited about that. That is nice. Now we did lose a lap. No worries there. But yeah, we'll take that. Finishes like that are exactly what we're looking for. So the final results, 30th. Okay, I'll take that. It gives us something to keep in mind for the future. So we made it up to the B main, finished 30th there. Okay. All right, we'll take that. And let's now move on. So 30th position out of, how many is there? Is it 50? I thought it was 60. Maybe it is 60. I can't remember. But I sure thought it was 60 overall. But 30th position, we pick up 36 points. I will take that. We're not going to worry too much about our season standing or anything right now, as we're just getting started. But we want to see about this money. What do we get? Once again, merch sold, $10. So somebody came by and bought a t-shirt. Thank you very much for your donation. Enjoy that t-shirt. So $4,293 for our 30th place finish. We'll take it. Sponsor payout of $3,200 gives us a total $7,503. So that will definitely get us a very nice upgrade here in the not too distant future. So that will do it for today. A great race for us here at Durango Park, which is easily my favorite track in the game. So thank you guys so much for joining me, and stick around for more career mode gameplay of SRX, the game.